It was a flyer that had vintage on it that caught the eye of clay target legends, and we found ourselves down here at the Adams Cup in Houston. Phil and Steve are going to tell us more about this shoot.
Well, thank you, Matt. I'm Steve Ellinger, and this is Clay Target Legends, and we are here in Houston at Westside Sporting Grounds at the Adams Cup. And with me today is Simone Adams and her mother, daughter of Cyril Adams. Welcome, ladies. Tell me a little bit about Cyril.
Cyril, well, he was quite a character and very famous at shooting. He started off skeet shooting and led to pigeon shooting and ZZ shooting, and he deals a lot with guns.
Cyril was your father,
Yes.
and I guess you grew up here at the gun clubs and around the country hunting and shooting and things like that. Tell me about that.
Well, it was great. I got to travel all around Europe going to pigeon shoots with my father, and I even moved to London in the 80s and learned to do a little gun engraving. Loved it. And he was at that time doing Atkin, Grant and Lang and going to all the antique gun auctions and buying old English sporting guns, side-by-side guns, and restoring them and turning Americans on to them.
By doing that, did you wind up with a gun that was your absolute favorite that your father used to shoot?
Oh, well, no, I didn't, but he certainly had lots of favorites.
As her mother, did you ever have to say, no, Simone, you can't go shooting this weekend. You've got to stay home and do the chores?
Never.
You always let her go and do that, huh?
Yes, I couldn't do anything about that. Her dad wanted her to be there.
Simone, let me ask you this. So you said you'd done some gun engraving.
Yes, sir.
That is almost becoming a lost art. How do you learn to do that? You have to obviously have an art background.
Well, yes, you do, but you can also apprentice at one of the major gun makers in, England. They have Holland and Holland and Purdy's and all those fabulous gun makers. So you can also become an apprentice and learn that way.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, ladies, thank you so much for being here, and we have been having a great time today, and we will see you next time. We have a special guest here today, Mr. Larry Phelan.
Cyril Adams was a predominant person in our area about double guns, side-by-sides, and everything that had to do with them, the making of them and everything around the whole world, not just here. But Cyril was a very important person in that regard. And so as we went along, we knew that we needed to put together something. There wasn't hardly anything going on. Cyril Adams is loved by many, many, many people in this world, and he was instrumental in making sure that these people that wanted to know about this found out about it. He would help anybody in any way, shape, or form. So,
yeah, I never had an opportunity to meet Cyril face to face, but we talked over the telephone quite a few times, and he's quite a man. He knew a lot about the sport, and he knew a lot about guns and things like that. But he was truly a legend, and you're a legend too, Larry. I know that you don't want to admit it, but here you've been shooting a long period of time. You're one of the best gunsmiths around. You do so much for the kids. You do so much for shooting. You're just one of these unseen heroes that's of the game, and we're so happy to be able to talk to you today.
Well, Larry, this event is certainly gotten the attention across the country of a great event to come to, because not only is it honoring a great shooter, but it's a unique event that you have to shoot a side-by-side. And the targets, I thought today, were a lot of fun. The Bogardus targets were unique, especially the flipper target, which I have never seen before. So that was really a lot of fun. But how do you see this event progressing over the next few years?
Well, even here, there was an awful lot of people that were here that we don't normally see. We're used to seeing our normal people that we know. There are a lot of people showed up that we don't know. So if we were to push it just a little bit, it would definitely, it would blossom for sure. It is so much fun, and especially a lot of these people never get a chance to shoot ZZs. And the Bogardus ball trap that we do, I guarantee you ain't had a chance to do that, because it's the only one that's sitting right there.
Yeah, tell us about this beautiful trophy and the hammers here.
Okay, so to begin with, Cyril brought this goblet back from England, gave it to Briley's to build a trophy. They built a square coach's trophy kind of thing. Cyril was not happy about that. So, and it was that's what they know, you know. So he brought it to me. He said, "Could you please do something artsy craftsy with this?" And I said, "Sure." So he gives it to me. These hammers are off a pinfire shotgun where that pin sticks out of the back of where the chamber meets the receiver and the hammer hits down on it. That didn't stick around very long, but that's what these hammers are. This base is made out of curly maple or bird's eye maple, and then leather covered on the very bottom. And it holds a theme of, you got the leather covered pad and the pretty wood and the hammers and the barrel. And so this design that I did is complementing the fact that that's what a shotgun has got.
Well, and I see a lot of famous names on here, a lot of them that I know and have known through the years. But how impressive would that be to say my name is on that
That's
trophy?
exactly right. That's why I engraved mine down here, just in case I always can't do that. Mine's already on here. So.
Well, Larry, thank you so much for being here today, and we've had a great time, and we would encourage anybody that not only likes to shoot side-by-sides but wants to honor a great shooter to contact you and come to the Adams Cup.
Absolutely.
I'm standing here with Mary Darcy at the Adams Cup at Westside Sporting Grounds. So tell us about yourself, where you're from.
Well, I'm from Colombia and I've been shooting super sporting for around 2 years. This event, it's been 3 years that we are part of this event. And I tried the first time and I fell in love with the sport.
Well, good. Well, thank you very much, Mary, and good luck.
Thank you very much.
Well, also with me here today is Tim Clare, and Tim comes to us from England. And Tim, welcome.
Thank you.
We were over at the police ring a moment ago, and you were showing us your shotgun because it was really unusual with the way the actions drop out.
Well, the one I was shooting this morning was a Wesley Richards. It was built in 1899, and Americans would know it as a drop lock. Wesley Richards referred to it as a detachable lock. What it does, it's primarily a box lock, for want of a better word, but there is a cover under, basically a trigger plate. You drop that down, and then you can remove the locks one by one. The joy of that is, if you're out in the field and the lock fails and you're thousands of miles from a gunsmith, you can actually drop a new lock in. That's why it was so popular in Africa. But this particular gun, as I say, was built in 1899, and it's number 32. The use number is 32, so that's a 32nd example of the gun built. And it's still doing today what it was designed to do some 126 years later.
That's amazing, and it would look like it was in immaculate condition.
It certainly is. Obviously, it's been well cared for. I've looked at the history of the gun from the guy that bought it originally, and yeah, it just, and when it closes and locks up, it's just click, click, click. It's just beautiful.
So we shot some Bogardus style targets today and some 5-stand and Halise. Of those three disciplines, what was your favorite?
Well, my favorite was the ones where I could actually hit them, and they were the 5-stand. We had limited success on the Bogardus balls, as I normally do, and the ZZ. Every time I break one, I celebrate. So.
Well, I looked at that gun, and to me, there's no way that gun had a miss in it. So it had to have been you if you missed it, right?
I think it was the cartridges.
It was the cartridges,
yes,
actually.
Yeah,
okay,
I feel
great.
very let down by that.
Well, are you having a good time here at the Adams Cup?
Oh, delightful. We come well every year, and of course with Westside hosting it, which is my local club, it's just a great venue, and I encourage people in the Houston area to get out to Westside and become.
Well, thank you for being here and being a part of Clay Target Legend.
Well, I wish my name would be underneath Sam Sellers here's name, but I'm sure that's not going to happen. As you can tell, we've had some great interviews here at the Adams Cup, and we enjoy it very much. It's been a great shoot also. I am Matt Smith, and this has been Clay Target Legends, and we ask that you please hit that subscribe button and that like button to help support this channel and our museums.